Hello. In this clip from our Justia webinar, Empowering Women in Family Law, Strategies for Success, Anna Blood shares some strategies regarding mentorship and career advancement within the family law industry as a female attorney. If you want to see more Justia videos on law practice and legal marketing, be sure to subscribe to our channel.
So we've got a little hyperlink here if you guys want to click on that during the program and read through that. And let me go to the next slide. Yep. Okay, here we go. So we talked about some of this stuff already. But I think career advancement strategies. We could talk about this all day, honestly. It really depends on a lot of ways your market, where you're living. Because I'm in North Carolina. I know everybody listening to this might not be in North Carolina. But I think, tips for skill development, networking, seizing leadership opportunities, that's all going to be dependent on where you are in the country. I think doing some market research on where you live, what opportunities are there in your area, whether it be networking, CLEs like this, bar events. I'll tell you, all of my attorneys that work for me are required to do basically networking events. So we do things with the chamber. We do, like last week, there's a group that meets and talks about, it's basically like a women's group. So I sent one of my attorneys to talk about that. We do charity events. There's homeless shelter events. We do lots of things that are in the area. So I think, but you've got to figure out what in your area is a potential networking opportunity. Seizing leadership opportunities. I want to talk about this for a second. So I think something that is really interesting and that is kind of evolving, I feel like. So attorneys, used to be that you'd stay at one firm for, forever, and then you become like a partner, right? So you would, you graduate, and I'm talking like, this is like, 20 years ago, right? So nowadays attorneys don't stay in jobs very long. So it's kind of an evolving door that I see where, associates, or senior attorneys, whatever level you've got, people move around a lot. So like kind of year two, people start getting kind of squirrely. Now, sometimes people move because, like, hey, my fiance took a job somewhere else. Like we had an attorney that moved to Boston because her fiance's job, things like that happen. But, if you're with a firm that is giving you opportunities for growth, you need to take advantage of those. I think that in general, you're going to do better if you can find a home base, a firm to stay at and really grow with. If the firm has, that pathway for you. So one of the things that we have here is we have like a very clear pathway for people coming into the firm. If you stay here X number of years, where you're going to be. So, I think, just finding, a place that you can really put some roots down. And I know it's hard nowadays because, things are just so competitive, and that's just the way of the world, where it's kind of like everybody's looking for the next best thing, which makes it, kind of challenging. But for those of you that are, have your own business like I do, I mean, leadership opportunities, seizing leadership opportunities, you have to be the leadership opportunities for your team, right? So we do meetings within the firm, and we have kind of like a leadership team within the firm. But as the business owner, you have to be the leader all the time, which can be a little exhausting. But when you see if you have an employee that you recognize leadership skills or characteristics in them, you need to latch onto those and give those people some opportunities to grow, because they're going to help your business. So don't look at it as, I think some people, when they see somebody that oh, wow, like they know more than me, or they do that better than me. I think human beings in general, we can have a tendency to be a little bit intimidated, or feel like they're a threat. Don't feel that way. You need to seize those people and be like, wow, that's somebody I want on my team. And like raise those people up, give them some opportunity, give them some responsibility, because they're going to make your life easier. So take advantage of those. And so, yeah, I mean, career advancements, that's, you've just always got to be looking out for that. That's a never ending, I use the word grind a lot, but it is like, that's a never ending thing you've got to do. And COVID really changed the world with a lot of that. So I always say we all lost like 3 years of our life, because I feel like I did. So I love traveling, and couldn't go anywhere. You couldn't even go on a cruise. Disney World was closed, happiest place on earth. So, it's just, so we all kind of got a little lazy with networking, and we just got to remember that face-to-face is so important. And I go back to the story I was telling about how I started my business, and I really was like going door to door and getting and like meeting people, and like doing parades, and like running around and handing people business cards and candy and stuff. I mean, it's like crazy to think about now, but that's the kind of stuff you have to do. So you got to put yourself out there, and you have to show up, like to physically show up. So don't be lazy about it, and just get out there and put yourself out there. Don't be afraid to talk to people. And you'd be surprised how, like I'm an open book. I just, tell anybody anything pretty much. Like I talk to the wall. People are really receptive to that. And even people that don't really want to talk, like you can open them up by sharing yourself with them. And more than likely somebody that you're in the room with is experiencing or has experienced something that you're going through. So, I would just say, put yourself out there, take risks, and calculated risks, but definitely take risks. So this gets us to part 4. Just want to make sure I'm on track here. Yep. Okay. And so mentorship and support strategies. So again, I think this depends on your market and where you are. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I think you've got to find a little tribe, find a little network, even if it's one person, just somebody that you can go to for things, or if you have questions, you can ask them something. I mean, that is just so helpful. I think it's really easy to be friends with, well, when I say friends, colleagues, but you have to be kind of friends at the end of the day with somebody that's working within your firm. Like I've found that basically the attorneys that we have working for blood law, they're all like in their little group, their niche, like they kind of bounce ideas off each other. They're less likely to go outside of the firm to, connect, like mentor type stuff. And essentially I'm pretty much in a mentor type role for the other attorneys, where I'm here to kind of help. Or if we don't know something, like we'll research it. We'll all work together. We're going to find the answer together. So if you're like a solo practitioner, or, that's really hard. I know, because I've been there. I think, again, if you've got just one person that you trust, that you feel like you can talk to, that is huge. And it's hard to have friends in this business, in this industry, because it's so competitive. And it's really unfortunate that it is that way. But I mean, unless you like went to law school with someone, it's hard. I mean, I have a handful, like very small people that I feel like, okay, I really could go to, if I've got something that I'm, really needing to talk to you about. And that is on, personal, professional, I really feel like those are one and the same. So the saying of, this is business, it's not personal. I hate that saying. Somebody needs to just get rid of that, because everything in business is personal. I don't know who came up with that. It's a complete lie. Everything in business is personal. I mean, you're talking about livelihood. You're talking about providing for your children. This is what we do every day. I mean, you spend more time with your work family than you do your own family at home. I mean, we're at work for like 8 hours a day. So, I mean, everything in business is personal, and people need to look at it that way, because if you don't, then you're going to go around making enemies. I mean, it's really easy for people to use that as an excuse for bad behavior or, just bad behavior. Like I've seen it. I've had attorneys leave my firm, bad behavior type stuff, not professional. And, people like to hang their hat on, oh, it's business, not personal, but it is personal. So, that they are intertwined. So I think the best advice I can give, I just wish more people would get on the bandwagon about this, that personal and professional growth development is one and the same. I mean, it's who you are. It's how you present yourself to the world. There shouldn't be some vast difference between, Anna Blood, the attorney, and Anna Blood, the person. There shouldn't be some huge difference there. I mean, you are who you are. Like, be your authentic self, and treat everyone the way that you want to be treated, professionally and personally. Because, especially in the legal profession, if you're sending nasty grams, which we all know those are like, nasty letters to the opposing side. If that's how you operate all the time, let's say that you're on the way to court one day and you get in a car accident or something like that, right? Where like you can't make it to court, something's happened. And you've got this attorney on the other side that all you've ever done is send nasty grams to. Okay, well, do you think they're going to have a lot of sympathy for you? Let's say the judge will continue the case, and the judge is going to make her client do the trial without you. Well, it would have been nice to have that opposing counsel. Let's say that they're pushing to have the hearing, but if you hadn't sent them all those nasty grams, maybe they would have been like, "Oh my gosh, yes, are you okay?" Or you would have been able to, text the opposing counsel, "Hey, this is what's going on. Oh my gosh." You have to have those relationships. And you're going to have those relationships with judges too, because, the longer you're practicing, most of the judges are going to be, depending on your state, here they're elected, but most of the judges are going to be attorneys that you've practiced with, that you've known for years, that you went to law school with. So your relationships with people matter. Those are going to come back around. So your personal relationships with people, you're going to see those in other places. So if you think that you can burn a bridge with somebody and you're not going to see them, you are wrong. So you've got to always, keeping that in the back of your minds, that those relationships perpetuate. And the legal field is small, like so small. It just is, especially family law, but even in other states, like you'll get to know attorneys in your state. So just, keep that in mind. That's something that I really wish they talked about in law school for people. I think that is really important. It's something that is just never talked about.
Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video, and if you did enjoy it, please hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more videos on law practice and legal marketing. See you in our next clip.